My rental property was completely destroyed by tenants. Now I have to go and try and save my investment from being a complete failure. This is pretty much the worst thing that can happen to a real estate investor. Something like this could totally wipe you out, especially if you're just getting started. So if you invest in real estate, or if you're even thinking about investing in real estate, you're gonna wanna watch this video all the way to the end. Okay, I'm about to go over to the house for the first time since we've evicted the tenant. She's out.
So we're just showing up here, and I'm already looking at the front, and I see there's an animal hiding out under there.
Surely the tenant wouldn't just leave her cat behind, would she? We just stepped into the house and it's immediately obvious that there's a ton of wear and tear, damage, and filth. But as soon as we stepped in, the cat had ran around to the back door to try to get inside the house.
Poor kitty.
Luckily, my wife's sister works for the shelter and we were able to find this little guy a great home. But we've barely scratched the surface of how much damage there was in this home. It's kind of hard to even know where to begin. Pretty much every room had some sort of damage. All 3 bedrooms had extensive carpet damage, baseboard and sheetrock damage. She tried to patch some of the holes herself, but did such a bad job it'll clearly need to be patched again. Oh, and she got paint all over the place in the process. And some of the stuff we found, I wouldn't even know how to describe it.
Ew, what's that?
I don't know.
Honey, there's some weird crusty stuff on the carpet that looks like the dried bodily fluid from an animal. What should we do?
Oh goodness, that's a difficult question. But I imagine we ought to just leave it there because it gives the carpet character.
Okay, that's just my imagination running away with things a little bit. I'm sure that's not how it happened. The bathtub in both of the bathrooms was destroyed. However, it seemed like we could save everything else, including the vanities. I don't even know what to say about this little laundry room. What happened in here? Some of the trim needed replaced, and all of it needed to be repainted. She destroyed all of the interior doors, and tried to fix a few of them poorly. Not only did she replace arch style with cheap 6-panel doors, but she didn't get doors that fit in the door frame. She just ripped the back, screwed on some hinges, and put the door up. These hinges need to be inset into a mortise, or the doors won't close properly. The laminate flooring throughout the main part of the house was all messed up. And then there's the kitchen. Look at this microwave. Look at this oven. Look at this sink. How can someone live like this? And I haven't even mentioned the most disappointing thing, which is that I just bought this house 4 years ago. And when I bought it, it was a flip and it had already been remodeled. I guess it goes without saying, but when it comes to real estate investing, if you have to remodel your entire property every 4 years, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay, so it's time for a game plan. I wanna break even on the cost of these repairs in 2 years or less. So I'm setting a budget of $25,000, which is roughly about how much I could cash flow this thing in a 2-year period. I think I can do all sheetrock repairs for $1,000. New tubs and tub surrounds for $1,700. New interior doors, $1,800. All the painting, $4,000. New luxury vinyl plank flooring throughout the home, $7,000. New baseboards, $2,000. And new appliances, $2,500. That brings us to a grand total of about $20,000, which leaves us with a buffer of about $5,000. And you wanna have that buffer because these things can frequently go over budget. First up, we had to take out the tubs and the tub surround. So we pretty much had to take a majority of the bathroom down to the studs. But the problems were just getting started. After the sheetrock guy came and patched a few holes, we decided to start tearing out the floor. And we discovered something very unexpected.
Look, how different it was on the floor.
Look at that. It's very strange, but they raised the laminate flooring for some reason by putting a fat piece of plywood underneath it. This is a problem for a couple of reasons. They didn't put the same plywood under the carpet in the bedrooms, so the floor was uneven throughout the house. This means we had to tear this plywood out if we wanted to add one level luxury vinyl plank floor throughout the home. It's a lot more floor to tear out than we were expecting, which means more garbage, more time, and more cost. And I haven't even mentioned that our trim is now all messed up.
We're gonna replace it, because now it's gonna be 2 inches away from us.
Oh, because it's too short, so we have to replace all the trim.
Because we lowered the floor, our trim is now too short and there's an ugly gap where our trim no longer reaches the floor. For a second there, I thought we could get away without having to paint the cabinets.
I thought I was gonna have to paint these cabinets, but it turns out, with a little cleaning, they now look pretty good.
Yeah, that was short-lived.
We're trying to figure out what to do because this piece is too short now that we had to lower the floor, and they don't have another one in the same color. So we're gonna put some tile here or maybe paint all the cabinets. Not really sure.
This is a good time to point something out. When it comes to buying a flip, you never really know what you're getting. That is because there could be a lot of hidden stuff that you don't know is there until you dig into it. This weird floor situation was totally hidden. I had no idea. Sometimes they try and flip these houses so fast that they end up doing all kinds of strange stuff just to get it done. And you end up dealing with something like this. So be careful. While I was at Home Depot buying the new tubs and tub surrounds, my guys still working back at the house noticed what appeared to be water damage around the vanity. You know, the vanity I thought I could save. So we pulled it up, and it turns out the entire bottom was completely rotted. So off I went to buy new vanities. But the problems continue to stack up. Okay, I'm here at the Granite Expo buying a couple vanities to go into the bathroom. Got a call from the contractor. Turns out one of the sidewalls for the tub that I just purchased, new in the box, is broken. It was just a little crack in the tub surround, but it was enough that it made it unusable and we have to return it. This is the point in the project where it's easy to get overwhelmed. Problems just keep piling up, things are torn apart, there's garbage everywhere. I mean a lot of garbage. Look at this. The house is a literal garbage pile right now. We were filling up big trucks trying to get rid of all the garbage. And it might feel like the place will never come back together. But don't worry, this is normal. This is how it goes with these things. This is what is to be expected. And things will come back together. It's like that quote, I don't know who said it first, but Brandon Turner talks about it from the Bigger Pockets podcast. And it basically says, if you have a problem that money can solve, and you have money, then you don't have a problem. So that's why you need to plan for these things. And that's why I think it's so important to make a video like this so you guys can see how it goes, what it's really like to rehab real estate and to be a real estate investor. Well, things like this look really intimidating and scary, but actually everything comes together nicely. You just gotta be patient and not freak out. We didn't let any of this slow us down. We continued to crank away and get things done. That is a big boombox. So you painted the ceiling?
Yeah, ceilings and doors.
Oh yeah, that looks nice.
The clock and the
What color is it? Swiss coffee. Perfect. Got the electrical out, the plumbing out, new vanity coming. And we're in the middle of still doing the demo, but some repairs have already been made. We've got new tubs in the bathroom. So we kept cranking away until all work was finished. I'm gonna show you what the final result looks like, give you some numbers and some final thoughts. All right, I am over here at this house that we just remodeled. So let's take a look. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Look at those beautiful floors. While you're checking this out, be sure to subscribe. Look at the kitchen, it came out so wonderful. So we should talk about the elephant in the room. No, not that guy. I mean the fact that I clearly went over budget. All in, I spent about $30,000, which is a bit more than I wanted to spend, but that's how these things go sometimes. As far as my final thoughts, I think it's really important to understand that if you're investing in real estate, it's not if things will go wrong, it's when things will go wrong. Of course, you can minimize problems by vetting your tenants carefully and doing your due diligence, but ultimately, things go wrong, and it's just part of real estate investing. But if you go into it understanding that this is just how things go sometimes, and you prepare for it, then you really set yourself up for success. Until next time, you guys are awesome. Look at this screen door, do you see a problem? Really? These guys installed a screen door that doesn't even cover the entire space? Oh my god. This is real life? Come on guys.